on, viewers, tension spurred in the ongoing hostage swap deal between Israel and Hamas after Hamas said that it would release and delay the release of the remaining hostages, going all guns blazing. Netanyahu warned the terrorist group that it would resume the war if it fails to comply with the terms of the ceasefire. Take a look at this next report.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has issued a warning to Hamas, threatening them with a potential halt in ceasefire and resumption of war in Gaza if it fails to release hostages by Saturday.
ההחלטה שהעברתי בקבינט פה אחד היא זאת: אם חמאס לא יחזיר את חטופינו עד שבת בצהריים, הפסקת האש תיפסק וצה"ל יחזור ללחימה עצימה עד להכרעה סופית של החמאס.
His warning comes after Hamas delayed the next wave of hostage release, doubling down on its claim that Israel has been violating the clauses of the ceasefire. Backing Netanyahu's open warning to terrorist group, US President Donald Trump allowed Israel to cancel the ceasefire entirely with full effect if the remaining of 70 hostages aren't freed by Saturday.
Well, I would say this, and I'm going to let that be because that's Israel's decision, but as far as I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out.
So far, Hamas has released 21 hostages in a series of exchanges for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. As the fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas seems increasingly at risk of falling apart, anguished relatives of the Israeli hostages are beginning to lose hope. They are pledging the Prime Minister Netanyahu not to give up on the ceasefire framework and to speed up the timeline of releases if possible. The emaciated state of 3 hostages released last Saturday has further spurred their despair and terrified them their core.
We heard that he was wounded. We heard that he was tortured, that he didn't get medical care, that he was chained on his leg all the time in the tunnels from the 7th of October until now.
All eyes now remain on Hamas to see if it complies to the conditions of ceasefire and acts on timely release of hostage, unless it's ready to bear the consequences of another war.
Up next, viewers, Hawaii's highly active volcano has erupted once again, sending lava soaring 330 feet into the air. The eruption, which took place at the summit inside Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, marks the 9th episode since December 2024. As tourists flock to witness the spectacle, watch our report.
Hawaii's Kilauea volcano began shooting lava into the air once again on Big Island of the island state. Triggered by the release of molten rock into the volcano crater, the eruption took place at the volcano summit inside the Hawaii's Volcanoes National Park. Half an hour later, a vent shot lava about 330 feet high on the air. Look at the fierce visuals of event unfold. One of the world's most active volcanoes, Kilauea has been erupting on and off for nearly 2 months since it burst to the life on December 23 of last year. In a relief, no residential areas have been determined to experience threats from spewing lava. This is the 9th episode of eruptive activity of volcano in 2 months, with episode lasting 13 hours to sometime even 8 days, with pauses in between. Located 350 kilometers southeast of Honolulu, tourists are now flocking to the national park to capture a glimpse of this natural spectacle.